You're on the couch, tripping with Dr. Pete.
Hey, I wanted to do a talk. We did a talk last night. We were hanging out, having fun. It was a live talk, and we had some different perspectives about what went on, and at the Oscars and between Will and Chris, and I just wanted to. I guess I've been thinking about it. I woke up thinking about it, and it's actually pretty sad. It's pretty sad. Um, I'm concerned about. I mean, I guess we'll get through it. This is a time where news happens fast, and yesterday's news happens in seconds. So there's only, I just feel like I think first, anger is a natural emotion, right? Like we all feel it at different times, and some of us, are accustomed to suppressing it, repressing it, pushing it down, and others of us use it in different ways, to, like fuel, Um, and so anger, we can talk about that a bit, but I think it's really hard, given the stereotypes about what it means to be black, the black man specifically. It's really hard to watch men step into it, and it's exhausting in some ways. I think for many of us, black men, black people, to watch and fail to think about the gravity of what that action means and what does it ring out to the world. And it's like, instead of talking about, and I mean, this is just a human experience, right? Instead of this being a conversation that is dedicated to talking about how wonderful Will Smith did in the role as a black male and the father of these two young women, and an iconic figure in sports history. Instead of that being the conversation, the world is just talking about how Will smacked Chris. And I guess when it was happening, we were talking last night. So many great perspectives were shared. I loved that show that we did last night. But I was thinking a lot today, and I just wish it didn't happen. Um, I just wish it didn't happen. I have a lot of respect for both of those figures in my mind. We don't know celebrities, but they kind of take up a space, a marker in our psyche, if you will. You know, and so I think when that happens, we can, we feel like they have a certain place. And Will Smith, for me, has always had a space. I've had a lot of respect for him. I listen to him sometimes when he talks on YouTube, and I've listened to his speeches, and I've played them for, when I've done adolescent groups and so forth. So I really admire his philosophy. And I know also what it means to be human. I think we all do, right? Like, sometimes we give into shit, sometimes we make mistakes. And I think he immediately recognized the gravity of his mistake. But that's how anger works. And that's kind of what I want to talk about a little bit. Is once you've come into contact with your anger, it's like too late. It typically has you. I mean, he was feeling the anger all the way up there as he walked up. Like, he had full intention, like full, he was just suffering all the while. He was just walking up there, just controlled by his kind of rage in a moment. I mean, the picture, the image of Chris getting smacked and his face kind of, going to the side. It's surreal. It's surreal. I feel a level of respect for Chris, even though the joke might have not been, the best joke or whatever. It just was a joke. And at the end of the day, that's what Chris Rock does. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying it's okay. And I don't think we need to turn this into an issue of men necessarily attacking women, but that is what it's become, right? So in some ways, the world is excited to see. I've heard many responses that was excited to see one man stand up for a woman and hit another man. And I just, the fact that Chris walked away from that, I feel like that's just the response. That was the higher road, and it wasn't an easy road, I'm sure. And in those moments, it reminds me, whoever has the courage to take the high road, the other person is left in shame. It happens every time. If you really look at it, it happens every time. Whoever takes the high road leaves the other person to reflect on themselves.
This is Dr. Pete, and you've been tripping with Dr. Pete. For the full show, please listen to us live on stereo, or you can listen to playbacks on YouTube, Anchor, and Spotify. Thanks so much for tuning in. Until next time, huh? Peace.